Come on. Do you want it on?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on.
It's
It's on.
Well, actually, while he's getting set up, just so everyone knows, I'm not taking over Michael's spot as timer. Michael's going to be participating in this speech, so I'm just doing it for this speech. And it is timed differently. It's timed in different parts. So if I start waving one red at Tim, it doesn't mean he has to stop the speech there. And he won't have to pay 4 times 5,001, I hope, if he gets over on all 4 parts. What do you think?
Might be Imam on tonight.
We'll see. Hopefully he keeps it in the time.
Alright, so good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How many of you are complacent with being alone? How many of you have struggled at some point in time when meeting somebody and trying to engage in a conversation with them? Now, I know I have. But my point to you tonight is to tell you why this is. I'm going to start by telling you a quick story. About a month ago, I got on the subway. And I was going a long way. It's approximately 12 stops. And I had just got on. And all of a sudden, this foreigner just comes up to me and he starts talking to me. Well, after about a minute, he starts telling me about this nasty surgery he just had. and I'm kind of, I'm a little awkward. I'm like, huh. So immediately, the next stop, I said, oh, sorry, this is my stop. And I got off the train. We had only gone 2 stops, and I literally had 9 to go. Now, the reason why I tell you all of this is because what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to talk to you about there's the 4 levels of conversating, okay, and tell you why I got off the train. Now, the first level is small talk. Now, I'm sure you guys all know what small talk is. Small talk is, hey, how's the weather? Hey, did you hear about, that massive tornado that hit in the U.S. last week? This is small talk. These are all things that, when you just know people as acquaintances, you come up. And if you look around the room tonight, there's many guests, right? Some of which you may have seen before, you may not have. And what happens is, throughout the meeting, maybe during break, you might engage in small talk with these people. Now, level 2 is a little more, and what happens is it comes after. So once you start with small talk with someone, you move on to level 2. Now, level 2 is fact disclosure. This might be telling someone a little bit about yourself. It might be, this is what I do for work. It might be, oh, this is how many members are in my family. It's just very non-personal facts about yourself and also what they tell you about themselves. After level 2 comes level 3. Now, level 3 is viewpoints and opinions. Now, in some way, I sort of disagree with what the book tells you. Because level 3 says that it's religion and politics. Now, a lot of people say these are massively hot topics. We don't want to talk about these with our friends. Why? We all know, right? When you talk about religion and politics, usually it breeds some sort of hot debate going on between you, and usually one person gets angry, right? So I say it's level 4, but the book teaches you that it's level 3. Another one that it talks about in level 3 is mutual acquaintances. How we talk to our friends is also about people that we both commonly know, and maybe something that happened to that person. And the last one is level 4. Level 4 is personal feelings. Personal feelings mostly will come out when someone is either a very good friend that you've had for a decent amount of time, say 6 months to more, or someone you've known for a very long time that's your best friend. For instance, I might be able to talk about my personal relationship with my girlfriend with, say, Bob, but with him I've never met him before, so obviously I'm not going to talk to him. Okay? Learning how to properly communicate with people is an essential part of life. If you can't strike up a conversation with just anybody, it's going to affect you everywhere. It's going to affect you at home, it's going to affect you at work, it's going to affect you in Toastmasters, definitely. Failure to do this might leave you standing alone. It might leave you off in the corner. And if you're not complacent with being alone, you're going to, okay? This is the reason why I got off the train. This person that approached me had no idea what he was telling me. I didn't want to hear about his colonoscopy. I mean, number one, I just eat lunch, but I mean, really, I didn't love chalk in the middle of something. When talking with people, it takes time. It takes time to get to know them. And you need to learn that it might not be just on the first meeting. Some people we meet, and you can sit with them and have a cup of coffee for hours, and you feel like you're your best friend afterwards. But if you think about it, we're also living in Korea, and for some of the foreigners in here, and Koreans, there's also a language barrier. So mind you, it's going to take time. Thank you. You don't have to clap, it's okay. Okay. That is just an introduction and a speech in regards to what interpersonal communication is. Okay? At this point, I've asked Michael to help me do a demo conversation tonight. So for a few minutes, Michael's going to come up, and we're going to ignore you. And just to tell you the scenario that we're going to do, Michael is going to pretend that he's never met me before, maybe only seen me. And he's also going to pretend that he's not a member of Cage Toastmasters, and that he just come to a meeting and he's at second round as a guest. This should be funny. Okay, so, Michael, please come up. Hi, your name's Michael, right?
Yeah, Michael. Yeah.
You were at the Toastmasters meeting tonight, right?
Yeah. Point.
My name's Tim. I'm the VPPR. Nice to meet you. It was tonight your first meeting?
Yeah. I'm nervous and I'm getting used to it. But you know, my voice is a little rattling, something like that.
Hey, it's all right, man. I mean,
Yeah.
For me, like when I first came to Toastmasters, I sucked. Seriously. Crazy. So did you like it?
Yeah. I like this circumstance and people are pretty good.
Me too. Is there something that you're looking for to get out of Toastmasters?
No.
So, just out of curiosity, like, who brought you to Toastmasters? How did you hear about it?
Actually, my friend told me before about this Toastmaster, but not actually Cage Toastmaster. But, you know, I didn't know that you and I don't know his name. It's just first time. Who is that guy? I don't know.
Well, it's okay. I mean, Toastmasters is, let's say it's a club all about, not only about leadership and communication, but it's also about meeting new people and networking and, growing as a person. I mean, me personally, I've grown throughout Toastmasters, so you could join in. You could too.
And just before the Toastmaster meeting, I heard about from some real guests about this meeting. They told me about this meeting, very good and best. I agree with that.
What do you do for work, by the way?
Work.
Yeah, what's your job?
My job is project manager.
Do you have to do any sort of presentations as a project manager?
Yeah, usually I do a speech, but not English.
Yeah, you have to speak in Korean.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do any presentation in English?
Just ask something maybe.
Well, Toastmasters, there are also clubs in Toastmasters that are Korean speaking as well. You could visit one of those clubs.
Yeah, I heard that. Nearby South Coast.
Yeah, I can have a person that goes to those meetings take you if you really want to go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay. What level did we get to?
3.
Two.
Mutual points.
mutual acquaintances. Who spoke about mutual acquaintances? I did. Okay. If you noticed, who was doing most of the talking? Okay. Did you notice that I was asking a lot of open-ended questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's where level 1 comes in. In level 1, the person that asks the open-ended questions is the solicitor. Okay? And what happens in level 1, if you want to get to know somebody, you have to prepare yourself to ask lots of questions. Okay? And you notice that I did that with him a lot. And I prepared myself. What you saw tonight was completely impromptu. Okay? Because I wasn't allowed to tell him anything, not even a single question that I was going to ask him. And I only could tell him, here's the role play, here's the scenario. Okay? So you say we got to level 2. Level 2 because why? Well, I told him I knew someone that could help him. But really, I never mentioned the name. What you saw was a matter of maybe 2.5 minutes, I'm guessing. And it's level 1. Okay? Now I can say that I'm probably level 4 with Bob. And maybe I'm level 1 or 2 with Amy. But the difference is this. See, your levels are how much you hang out with someone, for one, how much you talk to someone. I mean, I've been coming in Toastmasters for over a year, but how often have I hung out with Inky on a regular basis? She's a good friend, in a sense, yes, and I like her, but I don't speak to her and hang out with her as much as, say, I would Bob or maybe Brenda. Okay? So overall, there are different levels of communication. If you want to know what they are, other than listening to where I and what I talked about tonight, I suggest you try this manual. And I'll tell you it's hard, but it really teaches you a lot about how people interact and how people look and understand. Because you might think small talk is minuscule and just whatever, but in fact what it comes down to is small talk, level 1, and level 2 and level 3, they all play off of each other. And it's all about the person that you're speaking to and being friends with becoming closer and connected to you through what you talked about. Thank you.